Jose, who's your favorite of Edge and Christian?
That's a really hard one.
Christian.
See? Obvious choice.
Get out of my house.
So goofy. All the time.
Should I take what was said to me and post it on Reddit? Say that Baron Corbin was mean to me?
Yeah, dude. Baron Corbin's a real piece of shit, guys.
Oh, I'm not gonna post it on Reddit. I'll be nice.
No, post it on Reddit. I want to see it.
Dude, post it to Reddit. You'll get internet Reddit famous.
Yes.
I'm already in the background of the third
shit.
most upvoted thing on Reddit.
I made a mistake.
Is that the picture of the
butt crack?
giant magic thing?
Yeah.
Oh, the what? Yeah, butt crack guy? Oh, dude, butt crack guy is hilarious.
Well, welcome everybody to the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your favorite host, Zach. I have your other favorite host, Chris. Your third favorite host, Josie, and everyone's least favorite host because he's such a heel, Johnny F. and Awesome, also known as Josh. We still have Adam Darling here. He
Whoa,
for the title.
whoa.
We're not going to tell you who won, but we still have him here with us.
I don't think he heard me saying whoa.
No, he has a time machine. That's why he's here.
You
That
said
is true.
Adam Darling. Say his name
Adam
right.
Starling, the
I'm not-
internet darling.
Thank you.
Shut up, Chris.
Get it right.
Hate
We need you to say the full name every time.
All right. All right. I want to start this show
Over.
with something new. My Twitter feud with Zack Ryder has concluded. I am now officially blocked by Zack Ryder on Twitter. However, due to some recent events on Twitter, Baron Corbin is my new internet rival, as he just pointed out that I will never do anything with my life because I said he's a balding asshole. So, Baron Corbin, you are my new internet rival. Zack Ryder, you're whatever. You're dead weight anyways.
Gosh, how impactful would this moment be if Baron Corbin actually listened to our show?
Oh, he'd be,
It would be
crying.
Only his forehead listens.
about
You
his-
mean
what
six
about
head,
his-
right?
Well, what about his weird stomach that looks like it's laughing?
That doesn't listen.
That was
That's-
that was the best part of King Ross.
That has standards, okay?
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
where is it? Where's the photo? I'm trying to find the photo so I can show our guests that you have successfully been blocked by.
Oh, I think I saw that on Facebook. And
Yeah.
I scrolled right past it.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, I mean, I probably shared it, so you probably saw it that way.
Yeah, I definitely saw it.
Can you tell us what you told Zack Ryder?
I told him the truth, that he's dead weight for Mojo Rawley, and Mojo Rawley would be much better off without him.
Because his real tag team partner is the Gronk guy.
Yeah. Obviously.
Doing nothing but making enemies on the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. Tell you what.
It's what we do.
My goal is just to be a dick to wrestlers on Twitter and just get blocked by the entire locker room, apparently.
You'll never get a job that way.
Bailey still
Yeah.
wants to hear your opinions.
Does she?
All right, well, I'll send Bailey a message. I'll slide into her DMs.
Oh
You'll make
god.
Oh, man.
Let me know how that goes.
As I say this, my girlfriend immediately just walks inside.
Wait.
feel like-
Wait. Hold on.
Bailey,
Why?
she might
Why do I
understand.
think that you're making things up? You have a girlfriend?
No, I'm really not. She literally walked. Did you not hear the door click?
Nope.
Uh,
I mean, I
I kind
can
of cut out. All I heard was, "Wait, you have a girlfriend?" and then you responding, "No." And that's it.
I can vouch for this. All right, Zach does have a girlfriend. She does exist. Whether or not she's a beard is up for debate.
hey,
Is
Ha-
the
has a
beard
beard
to
or
cover
is
up
a
his
beard?
love of...
First one, then the other.
what were you
No.
gonna say, Josh?
Holly's a nice
Is it
person.
to cover up his love of Bailey with this slide into her DMs thing you're doing there?
That's not how a beard works.
No.
Do you not know what a beard is? Do we need to explain what a beard is on this wrestling podcast?
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Josh here, used to be our trivia champion. Oh, I just spoiled it.
I still am. Still am. Thank you, Muchly.
He still is, but he used to be as well.
I'm always your champion, guys.
This dumbass over here. I'm gonna cut that out of the final show.
There's not gonna be much show left if we keep cutting things out.
You'd be surprised. I'm a wizard.
It's just gonna be a mixture of just single words from everybody into one
Yeah,
coherent sentence.
It's gonna be RoboZac.
So the other order of business that I want to bring out is I would like to hereby officially nominate Mike Rotunda for Booker of the Year because he doesn't vaccinate his children. And somehow, because of this,
You
we
do
had a
realize
meningitis outbreak, and we fixed.
you do realize that he can't afford to do that because all of his money was taken by the IRS.
Okay, that's fair.
Only tax cheats have enough money to do that, Zach. Is this
feel
you
like-
openly admitting
I
to being
feel
a tax
like
cheat?
vaccinating your children is somehow a tax write-off. I don't understand taxes that well, but
He keeps all of his vaccines in his briefcase. That's what's in there.
So that's how it works.
I don't know. I love IRS. I really do.
I do as well.
Easily top talent of the 1970s, 80s, and 90s.
90s.
And today.
And today.
Especially after what happened at TLC.
He's at least like the most underrated talent from that time frame.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he very quietly was just doing wonderful stuff.
Do you think that the Money in the Bank briefcase is the same briefcase? It's just an evolution.
God, I hope so now.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to drop as many wrestling references as I can. Come on, guys.
Just
Follow
all those weird theories.
It's the same briefcase that's in Pulp Fiction.
Same briefcase that was in Fashion Files.
Wow.
Ah.
Ah,
Oh.
we're connecting dots here.
Dots that should not be connected.
I don't
Too
know
late.
how to connect dots.
Are they the same
It
dots
all
that
leads
are...
to the ascension, guys.
Is it the measles?
Oh.
Measles dots? Yeah.
I haven't watched Fashion Files today, so don't spoil that for me, please.
I got a boat in my back once. We're talking about connecting dots.
So Jeff Jarrett apparently says that Impact is out of money.
Impact is out of money again? Isn't that like the 5th time this year?
He was drunk at the time, though.
He was drunk at the time, so like I don't quite trust him.
I mean, I wouldn't trust him sober, but he was drunk at the time.
Well, I wouldn't trust him to book anything with that. Man doesn't have a creative bone in his body. The Hurricane said that. And Gregory Helms vouches for that man.
Wait. You say Gregory Helms vouches for him.
Reporter vouches for the Hurricane. Gregory Helms, when I think
okay.
of honorable journalism, I think Gregory Helms.
And I wonder
That's
why
true.
we have no viewers on our live broadcast. It's all Josh's fault. You want a job? Internet darling.
The internet darling,
Not
Adam
average
Starling. Plenty of jobs on my own.
Alright. Fine. I guess we'll keep this hashtag dead weight around. That's right, I said hashtag.
Blocked.
Fight
Oh,
me.
Lord.
Cease and desist, Chris.
He
Oh,
even
no.
made the hashtag symbol with his hands, yeah. At the same time.
Oh, God. You are so damn basic.
I thought you knew this. Josie, aren't you like in love with me or something?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Well, I guess that's a yes.
Nope. Didn't confirm.
Oh my gosh. Someone's done with a microwave. I heard a beep.
Are we making
That
popcorn?
was- Me. I'm sorry. It wasn't even the microwave. It was Holly's phone.
Oh, the phone's making popcorn. I love it.
Holly's
Yeah, she's watching
ringtone
some video
is a
on
high-pitched
her
squeal.
phone. She was watching something on the phone and it did that.
Okay. I was
This
going
is
to
the
say,
sound it makes
be
when my
alive.
popcorn's done.
God damn it. Cheap laughs. That's what we're all about here.
Yeah.
So, Zach, you told me
So-
you wanted to get something off your chest today.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Thanks for giving me a good intro. Guys, can I get on a soapbox real quick? I hate this time of the year.
So you can get on your soapbox just as long as you let me set it on fire so that you talk fast.
That's fine. I absolutely despise Survivor Series season, and here's why. What is the motivation for the entire SmackDown locker room to attack catering?
Well, they hated dinner.
Well,
I also hate
But
dinner.
AJ Styles loves catering. He said that multiple times. I get why Baron
Okay,
Corbin
well-
attacks some random cameraman because he's a bully and attacks people on Twitter for their jobs. But
and attacks catering for his big weird ass
Ballet.
stomach.
like they attack Titus Worldwide for no reason, and like Ty Dillinger is just in the background punching air. I don't know if you've seen that. I think just the motivation for Survivor Series never has any build. It's just randomly one of these people shows up and it's just like, I'm gonna attack this locker room for no reason. I have no motivation.
Except for this year, there was some motivation.
What's
I
the
know.
motivation? They stole AJ Styles?
No, I've
For
been
one
showing
pay-
you this. You can't see it because you can't see hand gestures over the radio.
Are you trying to too sweet me?
Josie, tell
No,
us.
I'm making.
No,
I'm
Josie,
making
tell.
the money sign right now. That's
Oh.
what happened. Shane McMahon is like, "Hey, how would you guys like a bunch of money?" And they're like, "I like money."
Well, here comes the
Okay,
gun.
that catering.
God damn it.
To attack SmackDown or to attack Raw.
Because his dad told him to do it. It's good money.
I
People
just
love it.
I always hate Survivor Series because there's never any build up to it. Like I hate Survivor Series that has the generic like Raw versus SmackDown thing because the shows never interact, and then just randomly one time a year they're just like, oh, we're going to attack you because we decided we're going to be the heel show this year.
To be fair, this is the first time this has happened in 4 years? This is the
One
first time
year
we've
they
had a...
attacked SmackDown. SmackDown attacked
Sorry,
Raw last year.
second time in 4 years. I'm
Oh, wow.
sorry.
Or the
Guys,
second time in 2
they're
years.
just
Either way.
rebooking
You know?
the 2005 Survivor Series.
Oh yeah. No, wait, Angle
Go
wasn't
on.
there either.
No, it's like the exact plot of it. It was they did like champion versus champion. SmackDown attacked Raw. Like it was just kind of the exact same show.
I've got a question. What are the odds that the Red Rooster is going to come out and attack both locker rooms? No
Red
answers, I love
Rooster
You
is on
stumped
205 Live now, so 205 Live doesn't exist.
So what if 205 Live comes out and attacks both of the locker rooms?
Then Braun Strowman will throw them all in the garbage.
Well, no, that's a way to make your 205 Live seem credible, and WWE wouldn't do that, would they?
Yeah, they would let Braun Strowman just throw them in the garbage because he's already done that to their former champion.
I mean, do
What's to
both.
stop him from doing that to everyone else?
Both Baron Corbin
can't
and...
hold that many cruiserweights.
Alright.
Braun Strowman, not Baron Corbin.
No, do
I'm
both.
saying that Baron Corbin's the trash in this
That's fair.
situation.
And he'll never make anything out of his life because he works in a game store.
Oh, wait, that's fine.
Oh my god. This was the greatest decision we've ever made.
My favorite thing is that means he read my full Twitter description because that's the last thing on my Twitter description. There are like 5 other things on there. Like, there's mention of hosting this podcast. There's mention of loving Magic the Gathering Cube. There's mention my like obsession with craft beer, and then it says I'm a game store employee.
Maybe those were the only words he recognized.
He might not be able to read. Like,
Maybe his hair was in his eyes or something. I don't know.
When I post this, I'm
Beer,
tagging
what
him.
is that?
I'm doing it. I'm tagging him in it. It's gonna be great.
God damn it.
Start a feud between the average guys and Baron Corbin.
Yes.
We might
if
actually
you ever
die.
listened to any of the old episodes, you'd hear how much like trash we've talked about him,
I think we mention him at least once every episode.
and it's usually something really negative.
You usually making fun of his hair.
I will give him credit. Him and Rusev doing what they were doing to Kurt was pretty cool, but that was like all Rusev. That was like no Baron Corbin that made that cool.
Guys, I've been on a bit of a vindictive streak. I will tag anybody in anything negative about them. I will do it. Like, for instance, I'm now following this guy on Twitter. His first name Tim. I'm not going to say his last name because I have at least that much decency. But he's a vegan and he's kind of a dick about it. So I'm posting all of my meals that I cook from now until he blocks me and tagging him in them.
Now just call him dead weight. That'll make him block you.
Can we invite the guy who didn't like wrestling? What was his name?
Oh.
That commented on your page, Ryan's
his name. I want
worthless face. I'm not sure what his last name was, but this guy, man,
he
let me tell
was.
ya.
I
was
feel like the
about
average
it.
guys could facilitate this, where it's just we have him on the show, and anybody that wants to say something mean to him in a pre-recorded message can.
We certainly can. I'd love to talk about how old he is and how many 15-year-old girls he has on his friends list.
Oh my god!
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, shots
I'm pretty
fired.
sure that's where that baby came from. But you know, I won't go there.
Oh, now I gotta tag him in it.
Can we please have him and Justin Andrews on this show? I would just love to see that happen or hear it happen.
We would just all be quiet and just.
All it is just the sound of like meat slapping.
For which reason, though?
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's gonna sell tickets. Put that on your Patreon.
Yeah, that's the next exclusive right there.
Episode 24. We all got beef.
Oh my gosh, I did lose count of how many episodes we were on, by the way, because last episode I posted episode 24 was actually episode 23. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
I think you should just keep all of them at episode 24 moving on.
From now on.
Every episode is
episode
episode 24. You got it. That's the simple answer.
It could be episode 24 and they put the 1 in parentheses or something.
Yep. Episode 24.1.2.
It's the Apple name.
And then until you get
convention.
episode 24.24.
Oh my god.
Or we could just rename ourselves the Groundhog Day Wrestling Podcast.
Every episode is episode 29.
Just like 24, what the fuck is going on, like what we have right now. Then episode 24. Wait, why didn't the number go up? Episode 24. Stop doing this.
Episode 24, something's not right.
You got to actually kill yourself at one point because Bill Murray does that like 26 times in that movie.
I'm sure.
Episode 24, a groundhog is driving our car off a cliff.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where that was going.
Episode 24, a groundhog is driving this podcast off a cliff.
Well, I mean, it's the best driver we've had yet, so.
Whoa, be nice to Josie.
Ouch.
Yeah. None
I
of
don't
us
know
drive.
who, like,
that's a
was
problem.
the asshole there.
Yeah, damn.
Somebody here was an asshole, and it wasn't me.
Probably was him.
Cool. So, the internet darling Adam Starling is gonna say a few words, and he's gonna leave us.
Yeah, I got to get out of here, guys, but I do want to thank you very much for having me on your podcast. For those of you that are not paying Patreon members, you're losing out because that was a hell of a round. Guys, I've got a show here coming up this upcoming weekend. It's Primo's Professional Wrestling presents Triggered because, well, that's what's going to happen when you watch what we do. It's November 5th, 2017 at 7 o'clock p.m. Tickets are $10, and so if you don't make it, you're probably a worthless human being. That's how to get people to come to your show, right?
I mean, that's what I call everyone.
All right,
So.
fantastic.
It's going to be at the Watering Bowl, 5411 Leetsdale Drive in Denver, Colorado. I'll be there too, so you can hang out with
Baron
me.
Corbin's going to be there.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. He's
Whoa.
not.
Oh, sweet! I gotta show up and call him out.
Sweet.
I think we're booking Jeff Jarrett.
Joe, give me a mic. All right, I'm going to see him out. You guys keep everybody entertained.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well, guys, now Chris is off using the restroom, of course.
Did we start calling him quick shits now?
Yes! Is Mike still hot? We are all kind of dicks. on
We can
this
hear
show.
you.
Welcome to the Average Dick Show. Starring this dick, and that dick, and that other dick.
And that dick who calls out wrestlers on Twitter.
4 dicks, 1 show.
I had to throw my 2 cents onto your Twitter.
Yeah, I saw.
So, how many tweets do you think he's fielding about his hairline? / how many tweets do you think it would take for him to cry?
Well, let's see. I'll go. Let's see. So he
Hashtag
responded. So I replied to his tweet, and he responded to 2. But there's 184 response to his tweet that I responded to. So I think he just like picks 1 or 2 of them. They're just like, this person looks easy to make fun of.
Huh.
He did burn you pretty well if,
I cared.
if you cared and you weren't correct about his hairline or his weird-ass stomach.
I mean, to be fair, I love my job. I literally get to sit around all day, and as I've said multiple times, I get to tell my boss to fuck off multiple times a day.
Oh, man. You know what you have to do, right?
What's that?
You have to set it where your phone notifies you anytime Baron Corbin tweets, and then just reply to each of them, reminding him of his hairline or his weird-ass stomach.
Right now, everyone's going on a dump about how he lost to Sin Cara.
Okay, real thing. I did not realize Sin Cara was still employed.
Yeah, I thought he got kicked out with spring cleaning.
Yeah, that was new. I had no idea that he was still employed by the WWE. I'm sure they didn't realize he was employed by them during that time frame, and that's probably why we didn't see him.
Right. I mean,
Also, what did Baron Corbin do to make him lose to Sin Cara?
I don't know. I feel like he's still on punishment because it feels like the U.S. title is the punishment title right now. Like, they gave it to AJ because they wanted to give AJ something to do, and Kevin had it because Kevin was great, but, like, Roman got it while he was on punishment. Apparently Baron Corbin can get it while he's on punishment. Can we just call the United States title the punishment title now? Now that AJ's gone?
Maybe.
Now that AJ's back where he belongs and is in the main event scene?
Where'd Chris go?
He went to be Quick Shits, and apparently he's not Quick Shits anymore.
He's slow shits.
All right, well, we're going to call him that when he gets back.
Yep.
Slow shits?
Yeah, he's now
Slow
Slow Shits.
shits. I wish we had access to the Facebook thingy so we could change his name on there to Slow Shits.
Right?
Good
I can-
old Slow
Let's
Shits.
see. What can I do? More settings.
Change his name from what it says to Slow Shits.
I am trying. Give me a moment. Unfortunately, I cannot do such a thing.
No.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
All right, well, we didn't really say anything, so you can just cut out what we said. You just have a bunch of dead space.
I mean,
We did call you Slow Shit.
Yeah.
Why?
Josh forgot what you were doing, so I said you were using the bathroom, and he's like, oh, he's the new Quick Shits. And then you took forever, so now you're Slow Shits.
well, I did walk outside and I did step directly on broken glass, so without
Ow?
shoes on.
Did you die?
Well, obviously
Did you go to
not.
the hospital and get a tetanus shot?
No, I'm up to date.
Well, good.
You're up to date on all your vaccinations, unlike Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas?
And JoJo?
Guys, I love this show.
I believe that's the case.
JoJo's not sick. Her mother confirmed that.
Nice.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh god, that means she's probably leaving.
What do you mean she's probably leaving?
The Bray Wyatt scandal was too much for her, man.
I think she's just out sick because her boyfriend's out sick, and they want to be sure.
Aw.
Oh,
They got-
JoJo?
Yeah.
They got sick together. Also, applauds to Bray Wyatt.
Is it because you think JoJo's beautiful? Because she is.
I mean, I don't think that. There's just facts. And that is one
We
of
just
them.
know.
Dude, Josh, this is a big deal today. What happened?
What's a big deal?
Don't worry about it. It's a big deal.
Oh. Do you have an eyeglass into the future?
Yeah, dude.
Gross.
Yeah.
Does Baron Corbin's hairline ever come back?
No.
Oh, he loses a hair versus hair match to Chris Jericho.
He starts.
Hey guys, sorry about the loud noise outside my apartment.
Is someone getting shot?
That might. I assume they're always fireworks.
That does make you a happier person.
Yeah, no, yeah. You just gotta lie to yourself all the time.
Just don't peek your head out the window to be like, oh, sweet, fireworks. So, how about them E's?
So, yeah, we had a pretty good pay-per-view, despite the fact that we thought it was going to be awful.
Dude, if AJ Styles Finn Balor isn't match of the year, I will riot all over again. Josie's house is still recovering from my one-man riot.
I'm going to say this right now. While I did enjoy the match, it wasn't a match of the year.
Whew.
It wasn't WWE match of the year. I will say that right now. It was a fantastic match. Don't get me wrong. But I still think that the AJ Cena match was better, and I still think that the Pete Dunne Tyler Bate match was better.
I'm going to come to your house, and I'm going to riot all over you.
So I was thinking about that, and it just made me
I'm
realize.
invited to my
It
Halloween
just
party.
made me realize AJ and Finn were able to pull off that kind of match with only 2 days' notice. Imagine what they can do if
Yeah.
they were given a couple of weeks, a month or two, leading up to, like, say, Royal Rumble,
Well-
WrestleMania.
Did you read...
Yeah, if they have build-up, it's going to be... There's no doubt in my mind that it'll be match of the year.
Did you read William Regal's statement on that match?
I did.
Yeah. Fuck you if you don't feel like your match is good enough.
I didn't say it wasn't
No,
good
no,
enough.
no, you know what I mean though. Like, that's exactly what William Regal was saying. Like, if you think that you can't put on a storied match because you weren't built, well, you can still tell a story between the ropes. And I loved reading that. It was awesome.
Yeah, but I mean...
He's a real man's man. He knows what he's talking about.
He's a man's man.
He's a man. That might be the greatest pro wrestling theme of all time, by the way.
Oh God.
You know it's true.
Is it?
It's damn
He's a
true.
man.
Oh,
He's a man.
Josh, you and I were talking about something during the quote-unquote pre-show that I think we need to bring up. I do not remember for the life of me what it was, but I do remember that we need to talk about it.
Was it the irrelevancy of Jeff Jarrett in the pro wrestling world?
I mean, we can talk about that for years, but it was another thing.
Was it about Jeff Jarrett? Because we were making fun of a few things.
I don't think it was about Jeff Jarrett. Oh my God, what was it?
Professionalism?
Talking about match of the year reminded me of it, and then I lost it again.
The House of Horrors match?
Match of the year candidate, easily.
And now I have to forget that again. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Welcome.
You deserve it for being a cheat.
I misinterpreted the rules.
Is it something about the Average Guys Wrestling Awards for the year?
Similar?
Avies?
No, it's not about the Avies.
Those are coming up soon.
Oh yeah,
Yes, they are.
I suppose we should talk
we
about
have
our
the
nominations.
nominees on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we should talk
Did we
about
post
those.
them?
Yeah. Thank God for forethought, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast awards are coming up pretty soon. If you go to our Facebook page, you can find them, our nominees, and you can vote on them.
I'm trying to find them.
We gave you what we thought they are, and you can even submit your own. And if we think that it's a good enough thing to add to it, we'll go ahead and add it. But we gave you our nominations. If you want to vote on those, please do.
Let's bring it up. Let's talk about them again. I feel like
We should explain to the people what the Avies are.
Yeah.
So basically, there are awards for the year. The average calendar year goes from SummerSlam to SummerSlam.
Yep.
So that is the time frame you could nominate, if you so want to.
well, I'm scrolling through the page right now trying to find the Avi nominations that we did. That tragically didn't make it on the show the first time.
We did record it.
We only recorded my section of the audio,
Kind
though.
of.
Yeah.
That's why you people should tune in live
Well, live it wasn't that.
every Tuesday night at 9:30.
Well, 9:30. God, you know what feels good?
What's that?
Defending your title twice. That's what feels good. No hinting on anything coming up in the next couple days.
Where are you getting these sources?
I'm just saying it feels good to defend your title twice. There we go. They're posted in the chat.
Or after?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and walk through these. We'll walk through. We want to walk through like the bottom up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we started off with the best female superstar. We
Oh, I'm
nominated
sorry, that was
Asuka.
that was the final one. That was the last one.
Oh, you want to go from the top?
The ladies go on last. So.
Yeah, the ladies
Our
are
first
our
one
main
was the
event.
best pay-per-view show.
That's right. So we nominated Great Balls of Fire, WrestleMania 33, No Mercy of last year. So not this one that Jinder Mahal won the WWE title at.
Oh no, that was Backlash. He retained.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, No Mercy was a Raw pay-per-view this year.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so it wasn't the No Mercy this year. It was the previous one, and then the
It was the start of the average calendar year.
yeah.
Yes.
So on that, I'm trying to remember, what did we say?
So Great Balls of Fire was fantastic. Not only did I win my first ever Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast Predictions Championship during that
The
show.
only one?
Oh no, I've won it twice.
I'm sorry, you just lose track when you have 4 wins.
Someone's a
none
slut.
of-
I'm right
None
behind
of
you
your
with
wins
3.
are relevant, so...
Anyway, Great Balls of Fire was fantastic, not only for the reason that I mentioned, but it was also great because we got Roman Reigns putting over Braun Strowman in an ambulance. Like, that was gorgeous. We had Roman spear an ambulance. That was fantastic.
Into a truck.
Yeah, we also had legitimately like a good showing between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. We had kind of some forgettable moments for the women's championship, which is kind of sad. I was hoping that the entire pay-per-view was super good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the highlights out of that match was the screenshot of Sasha Banks, like a close-up of her face, and then you see on the banner, the ribbon, eat balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that was funny.
Yeah. So this was my nomination, right?
Yes, it would have been mine, but you came up first.
Yeah. So I wanted to nominate this one because this was one of those pay-per-views where we just had like a weird. Let's just say we hated the name of it. We had kind of a segment on it for 1 or 2 weeks.
We had a very long-running joke about it.
We did.
I know I'm making a joke that it
Oh.
was short.
I'm sorry. You need to.
You
You
said
need to
we
like.
were more mature than that.
Yeah, so we didn't expect anything out of this, and we ended up getting just an amazing pay-per-view. The main event was fantastic. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. Even with, I don't think Samoa Joe should have won there. I think he should have been held off a little bit longer. But, everything about that pay-per-view was great, in my opinion.
Samoa Joe lost.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, like, Samoa Joe should not have been the person to fight or wrestle him at that event.
Got it.
I didn't know he was hurt at the time either.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Josie's pick of WrestleMania 33. You want to run us through your decision, Josie?
Yeah, on it, because it was. I'd like to say it was our first big pay-per-view of the average calendar year, but even though Royal Rumble was. But WrestleMania hit me a whole lot more because no other pay-per-view got us like on our feet, like cheering and being loud than WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, when the Hardys showed up, we woke up my brother who was asleep downstairs.
It wasn't just your brother. I think we woke the entire goddamn neighborhood because we heard police cars and fire trucks immediately after.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just being loud. Hell, we got a hype chant going in the house too.
Yeah, it wasn't just us four.
Yeah, and also I do remember us being super sassy as we were being our own fashion police for everyone's new outfits and entrances.
Was this the event where we had Roman Reigns' kick-ass sneakers? Or was that a different event?
That was a different one.
Event, but that was the best thing about Roman was his kick-ass fly kicks.
What are those?
He's had pretty cool sneakers a few times now.
Yeah.
The
you know
one
what? I
of
was
those
just reading an article about those white shoes that he was wearing. Apparently, Vince hated it, and he's not allowed to wear them again.
What a bunch of bullshit.
What are those?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Vince just hated them, so Roman can't wear them again.
That was like one of the few redeeming things about Roman Reigns as a human being. Not his character, as a human being.
His kicks.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why it's my pick. Just simply because it's the most fun I can remember having at a pay-per-view with everyone.
Yeah, and I not to shit on your decision. If it wasn't for the second half of WrestleMania, I would have agreed with you on that. The first half was fantastic, but the second half, I don't know if it was just the fact that we had like a bad pay-per-view prior to that with the Elimination Chamber, because I really didn't like Elimination Chamber. And then, we had a lot of really good moments that got us popping in the beginning first half, and then after the Pitbull concert.
I felt burnt out after that. Like, it was just so...
Yeah.
I mean, Pitbull is that exhausting.
Yeah, I mean... But yeah, I did enjoy it, but I think that the thing that didn't sell it for me was the first half being infinitely better than the second half, and the second half feeling like...
Well, yeah, the first half...
I didn't care.
The first half started with AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon, which was so good. Like, you want to talk about a match that we weren't expecting anything from? That's like the poster child for like unexpected greatness right there.
Yep.
Because we were like, oh man, Shane McMahon's in a match. Oh man, it's with AJ Styles. Oh man, and then we sat down to watch it, and it was the first match of the night. Like, oh sweet, they're getting this one done early. And then our eyes were glued to the TV, and our jaws were wide open because it was so good. Fight me.
Yeah.
Don't actually fight me. I am actually feeling really weak right now.
He's flabby and weak.
Yeah, so the next nomination we have up is No Mercy 2016.
They had
Go ahead.
Yes, so that night had a solid card throughout. It started off with a world title match, which I'm pretty sure only happened because of the National Football Federation
No, that was the
that
National
was the night of the
Presidential
debate.
Federation.
Oh, it was the American Politic Federation. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, the one with WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump.
Yes. But it had we started off that night with a wonderful triple threat match between AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena.
So good.
Yeah, it had the only likable match of the entire Bray Wyatt Randy Orton feud.
I forgot that was a feud. Holy shit.
Yes,
Never forget that Randy Orton burned down somebody's house.
he did. But the big show stealer of the night was the main event, which was a beautiful story that we'll get to later on in the show.
Will we?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. It was a glorious story.
Yes. Yeah. So last one, real quick, was the Royal Rumble 2017. This is always my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh man, I can't wait till
I
next year.
personally did not like the Royal Rumble match for the same reason that pretty much everyone else didn't like it. But Chris, go ahead and walk us through this because this is your nomination.
I chose this strictly because this was a one match show. Like the only match on this one, well, it's a 2-match show, I guess. Because the match that normally matters is the Royal Rumble match. We were all very disappointed by that because of the entry of
Number 30.
one
Speak for
Burn it.
yourself.
Burner.
Roman
That
Jonathan
is the
Q
funniest
Reigns.
troll move that Vince McMahon
But it should have.
ever has done.
But it should have
It's so
been.
funny,
It should have been Finn Balor.
but
Like-
would it have been as funny
No, it would have been
as
good.
it was with it being Roman Reigns?
It would have been entertaining. With Roman Reigns, we were all on our feet. This is a big one. This number 30 is huge. They've already exhausted all their reserves. Who could this one be? And then.
Only the biggest star in the WWE today.
But before that,
Yeah, I honestly
match,
thought it was going to be Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
I did too.
That was it was we thought it was going to be a call up from NXT or a Finn Balor return. Either way, but no. Royal Rumble 2017's one match was John Cena and AJ Styles, and we will talk about that more in detail very soon. But it was a very good match, and the only problems that I had with it was that you had AJ put John over, I think, way too early in AJ's reign as WWE champion. I think AJ should still be champion. AJ's probably one of the best guys on the roster there. I'm really high on him, guys, if you can't tell.
I couldn't tell.
I think AJ's fantastic. I think I really like the new generation of WWE right now. I'm a really big fan. But no, but it was very obvious that John Cena wasn't being carried by AJ Styles like AJ has had to do for so many other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dean Ambrose, unfortunately. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I know people here like him.
I've
I'm
told
very
you my
sorry.
opinion of Dean Shambrose.
But it was very,
I mean-
very, very clear that John wasn't being carried by AJ, and it made something beautiful. And that's why Royal Rumble 2017 is my nomination.
Yeah, so let's go on to the worst pay-per-view of the year. I'm going to start off with my nomination. My nomination was Extreme Rules 2017. Reasoning for this, what was the point of that pay-per-view? You had the worst match of the year, in my opinion, in the Alexa Bliss, Bayley, kendo stick on a pole match that had rules that didn't really matter. You had Extreme Rules matches where the refs were making rope breaks. Nothing about it felt extreme. It was one or two chair shots, which you can see in any high profile feud. You don't need a fucking entire pay-per-view wasted because you can't decide on what you want to do, and you're just like, oh, we're gonna go extreme and do nothing with it. So I hated Extreme Rules. I think it was the worst pay-per-view of the year. I really can't think of one that was worse.
But
Josie,
other
what
people
was
can.
yours?
Honestly, I can't remember if I did Battleground or Fastlane.
You did Battleground.
You're just Battleground. You're number 2 on the list.
Oh, well then, Battleground it is. And I think it's the worst simply because I remember absolutely nothing about it.
Wow.
To be honest, I can't either.
How
I
about
remember
this?
falling asleep. I remember that Haaf had to wake me up because I fell asleep.
I wasn't there.
Well, someone woke me up. Who woke me up?
It was me.
Oh,
At the
This
world
is
famous.
where he had the Punjabi prison match.
Yeah, and then you had the flag match too that made no sense.
You also had Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis. Like, I'm looking this up. This is where you had that weird Kevin Owens, AJ Styles finish that felt like a botched finish.
Yeah, because it was.
You mean where he accidentally put his foot through the monitor hole?
No,
Yeah.
that one was beautiful.
the only thing I can actually, now that you mention it, the only thing I can really remember, the Singh brothers took a really big bump off the Punjabi prison match. I still feel dirty for saying that.
You don't need,
Randy Orton straight up murdered him.
Which one?
you don't need to say
Punjabi
you don't need to
bump
say
or
Singh
Singh?
brothers took a big bump. You could just say the Singh brothers were in the match, and we know what you meant.
Honestly, that was the only thing I really enjoyed from the pay-per-view. The rest, it's not there. I don't remember it.
We did have a New Day Usos match, which is like the only redeeming quality about it.
But that was when the New Day Usos matches were still like boring.
Yeah, isn't that when the Usos won by disqualification, or the New Day, because Usos just straight up left the match?
Yes, that was Battle.
We were complaining because that ending belonged on like a random Tuesday and not a pay-per-view.
No, it
Well,
doesn't
that's-
say disqualification on Wikipedia,
So
but I could
count
be
out-
reading it. It might not just be there because it's long.
Yeah.
In that pay-per-view's defense, that was like month 2 of like the 3 months where booking didn't make any sense whatsoever.
How many months does booking not make sense? Because booking hasn't made sense since Battleground 2017. We are still in an area where booking makes no sense.
So this was the one where Woods was the first time Woods pinned somebody to win a championship in the WWE.
Oh, okay. Because Woods is a treasure.
He is.
By the way,
He's the best of the New Day.
So next we got
slightly off
Josh's
subject.
pay-per-view.
Slightly off subject. Xavier Woods was the first guy to throw a punch during this invasion. This week on
It's
Raw.
true.
Yeah, like, damn.
Yeah, so Josh, we have your nomination for worst pay-per-view.
SummerSlam 2017, boys.
Oh God.
Oh man, was it bad? It was so bad. You had Randy Orton burying Rusev. For some reason, Enzo was hanging out in his boxers.
That was funny.
Oh, you had a Baron Corbin John Cena match that
Which was-
John Cena won because Baron Corbin fucked up as a human being. Not only that, but you had your Intercontinental Champion and your Tag Team Champions on the pre-show.
Yeah.
In a match that wasn't even for those titles.
Oh yeah, no, you had the Hardys and you had both of the Hardys who were the biggest part of WrestleMania this year. And the Miz, who's been your top like promos guy for the last year, fighting before people were even in the building.
Yeah, even the Miz was furious about that. Like, not kayfabe furious, like actual furious.
You had the beginning of Sasha Banks getting screwed over again. Just more of this really awful Finn Balor Bray Wyatt feud. There's just not a lot of good. That
The only
happened
good
at
thing
the main
that came-
event.
I was gonna say the only good thing that came of that pay-per-view was we got a new tier at WWE Supercard.
I don't even
And
play that
as
game
much as I
anymore, and
hated that
agree.
pay-per-view, I will give them credit that the Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe Fatal Four-Way match was phenomenal.
It was a 5-way, wasn't it?
That was a 4-way, but you could make the tastiest pie in the world and have the top part look really good, but as long as the inside and all the other parts are made of shit, it's gonna taste like shit.
Hey, it's like I said about what pay-per-view did I say that about? What was the pay-per-view just before this last one?
Oh, it was a SmackDown pay-per-view. It was...
Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell, yeah.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
But I liked
can
Hell in a
have-
Cell.
I still stand by that it was a shit sandwich with fantastic bread.
At least it had 2 Hell in a Cell matches. TLC didn't even have 2 TLC matches.
That was the bread. The Hell in a
I
Cell
was
matches
hoping
were the bread.
for a WLC match between Enzo Amore and
I
Kmart
wanted,
Rey Mysterio.
I wanted it to be a
Sin Cara?
ladder
Is that
match.
his name?
No, Kalisto.
So Sin Cara.
No, Sin Cara is the shitty one.
Oh, they're both shitty, I thought.
Yeah.
Kalisto is actually marketable. It doesn't. It doesn't bail out of a match with a jammed finger.
So before we make another enemy of the show, Chris, what was your favorite, or what was the worst pay-per-view for you this year?
I didn't like Fastlane 2017.
I mean, you had Kevin Owens get squashed by a 45-year-old man
Yeah,
in like 2 seconds.
that's part of it. Like
I don't actually know how old Goldberg is. I just threw a number out there. I wonder how close I...
I think it was
I believe
50.
he's actually 50.
Yeah, but like
Every commercial break had your favorite Pitbull song.
but
'Cause I'm ready to go.
one of the most memorable things about that show in particular was the Wrestle Shorts cartoon that I recently shared again. And it all made Roman Reigns look fucking glorious. Because that's exactly what that show was meant to do. Fastlane was designed to make Roman Reigns look incredible. Going into his feud with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So he went over on Braun. Goldberg went over on Kevin Owens. Like, okay, so I'm not going to say that the matches were bad, because the matches weren't bad except for the main event. That's like having tomatoes in your... Like, shit instead of tomatoes in your sandwich.
I was going to say, don't you dare talk trash about tomatoes. I love tomatoes.
I'm saying this instead of tomatoes. But, because, like, that match was hype. That match was going to be something great. They had so much they could have done with it. But instead, they had Kevin Owens
Brock
dance
Lesnar was
around.
undefeated.
They had Kevin Owens dance around
Or
the
not
ring
Brock
for a
Lesnar.
minute. He gets in the ring. He gets ready to fight. He says, "Ring the bell." The ref takes 1 billion goddamn years to ring the bell. Chris Jericho's music hits. Kevin Owens is distracted, quote unquote, by Chris Jericho. Hears the bell ring. Doesn't turn around for another 1 million goddamn years. And then turns around and he gets hit by a spear, then a jackhammer, and then it's over. While Chris Jericho's music
yeah,
is
that's-
still playing.
That's how Brock Lesnar, or not Brock Lesnar, Greenberg wins. They're both, I honestly, like, don't care about either one. They're
Right.
both just the same
They're
generic thing to
interchangeable.
me. And Josie, I know you love Goldberg, but that's how I feel about it.
No worries, man. I ain't gonna hold it against you.
But that's how Fastlane felt. It just felt like we're gonna push Roman over the top, and then we're gonna push Goldberg over the top. Even though we're not gonna have Goldberg under contract after WrestleMania, like it just didn't feel good. They like, okay, so Kevin Owens still is doing fantastic. In fact, Kevin Owens is now their top heel on SmackDown. But still, like I felt like Kevin Owens was buried in a hole that he couldn't climb out of.
Yeah.
You
didn't
also
feel
had
right.
oh god, this I'm looking at this card now is really bad.
Oh yeah, Bailey
Big
beat
Show
Charlotte.
versus Rusev. Big Show beat Rusev.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Rusev. I'm sorry for what this company does to you.
Bailey
I know that it
retained.
looks like you're having fun, but I'm sorry.
Bailey
You had
retained the
Jinder
women's
Mahal in a
championship.
pay-per-view match.
Bailey retained the women's championship against Charlotte at this
Against
pay-per-view.
Charlotte.
When Charlotte was still undefeated at pay-per-views.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean as much if she beats her at WrestleMania.
It did have Jack Gallagher versus Neville, and I really enjoyed that match.
That was a
I
treasure.
love Jack Gallagher.
But if I remember correctly, that was on the pre-show.
No, the
Was it?
pre-show was the Tozawa and Rich Swann beating Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar.
With Alicia Fox, of course.
Still, Fastlane
I'm
2017.
sorry, that sucks. That title got vacated again.
I heard Sasha Banks went for it, though.
Yeah, I did hear that. She did win it. She might have won it.
She did win it.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
Fastlane
Congratulations,
2017. Fastlane 2017 gets my vote for worst pay-per-view of the SummerSlam year because the results were god awful.
all right. So worst pay-per-view match now. I'm gonna start with worst and with best on this. My vote is Alexa Bliss versus Bayley at Extreme Rules 2017. Kendo stick on a pole match. Anything on a pole match is going to be garbage. I have yet to see anything on a pole match be remotely good. This match had almost like it had one of the worst promos, and it's going to be my promo build up to it. The whole thing was, is Bayley going to be extreme? The answer, no.
She never got the chance.
What the weirdest part too is, from the way I understand the stipulation on anything on a pole match, is that when they grid it off the pole, they get to use it as a weapon. What did Bayley do? She got it off and just didn't use it at all.
Well,
Yeah.
Alexa did.
Yeah, Alexa used it, and she wasn't the one who got it off the fucking the pole.
Yeah, it should be the person
Like, what
who
are
gets
you
it off the
doing?
pole who is able to use it as a weapon.
Yeah, like it made no sense.
Like, it should have been an immediate disqualification from Bliss, which makes sense because I think Bliss was champion at the time.
Speaking of which, there's another just awful thing about that pay-per-view that I want to bring back up because I nominated that. There was a fucking disqualification at Extreme Rules.
Yep.
I erased that from my memory.
Which one
Yeah,
was that?
He reminded me of that. Let me find it. While I look for that, Josie, why don't you tell me your least favorite match of the year?
Oh, and that is Cass versus Big Show at SummerSlam 17.
I
SummerSlam
really enjoyed this
2017.
match because I don't think I laughed harder at a match in a long time.
This was the one where you had Enzo Amore in a shark cage, right?
Yes, it is. And
was
oh my god,
hilarious.
was this boring.
See, that just felt like a fucking just terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought it was going to be good somehow. I don't know why I got my hopes up in the first place, but it was just bad all the way through.
So I'm weird
And then
because
Enzo hanging in a shark cage just made it even worse.
so I know that I have an unpopular opinion when it comes to Enzo because I actually really like the Certified G.
I love the Certified G.
Like, that whole match wasn't for Show and Cass to fight. That whole match was for Enzo to get slathered up in baby oil and squeeze out of a cage. Like,
And
that's...
Joey Ryan didn't send them a cease and desist.
Well, Joey Ryan thought it was hilarious, too. I don't know if you know
I don't
this.
think that's enough to actually save the match, though.
So real quick, I looked it up, and it wasn't there wasn't a disqualification. It was much worse than that. It was if Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the Intercontinental title match.
Well, we defended
Well, that's
that
pretty
one.
extreme.
We did defend that one because Extreme Rules has a
I
variation.
cannot defend it.
Josh defended it because Josh said when we were talking about the pay-per-view earlier this year that Extreme Rules does not mean that it's all no DQ matches. It means that there's some variation on the rules somewhere in the show, in every match.
And it's still awful.
No, I
But I'm
agree.
also an idiot. I'm not as stupid as they are for booking that, but
Your trivia champion, ladies and gentlemen, is an idiot.
yeah.
Yeah. So Josie, do you have anything else to say about Big Show versus Cass in a shark cage? When the WWE literally jumped the shark.
No, it's not really worth it to go on.
All right.
It's not worth
a
it to
bad-
go on.
Josh, why don't you talk about yours? And it's going to be longer than the match is.
I mean, I might be able to cram this into 9 seconds.
All right, I'll time you.
My man Rusev was screwed by a really shitty star for no reason, only to make Randy Orton look good because he just lost to Jinder Mahal.
Time's up. Your hatred of this match has been longer than the match.
Oh man, it was bad. Like, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what Rusev did to deserve that. Like, everybody involved deserves something better than what happened there.
Yep.
Even Randy Orton, who you hate?
I mean, he deserves to retire, but you know,
Or
Or at least be a heel. He's at least better when he's a heel.
I agree.
no,
a face-
he's still boring. He
He's
should-
better as a heel, though. You have to give me at least that.
He's boring all the time. All
Josh-
the time.
Josh is
All right,
not going to give
this,
you anything.
We've given this match too much. Chris, talk about yours.
Rusev versus John Cena at Battleground 2017. What the fuck is going on?
It's America versus Russia
So-
because
I initially thought that a flag match was kind of like a similar match to like, oh, this thing on a pole match. First one to pull their opponent's flag down and wave it is the winner or whatever. You know, something similar to that. But when I learned it was just a physical foot race to the Titantron area to plant your flag, well,
yeah,
then things just got really weird. Like, I would have been
I
perfectly
believe
fine.
you missaid stupid.
Well, I would have been perfectly fine with this match had it just been like, oh, you have to climb, like object on a pole, you have to climb and then wave your flag or whatever. I would be totally fine with that because there's a lot of things you can do with that, and the match still stays in the ring and ends in the ring, and you don't get really dumb spots. Like John Cena getting beaten with the object that you used to plant the flag. I think that actually did happen. Or was it just an American flag staircase?
I literally went to the bathroom when this match happened.
I erased this match from my memory.
It just like the rules of the match were so weird, and I feel like they just cobbled them together overnight. They were like, oh, we could do this with it. No, wait, we could do this with it. And then the night of the show came, and they were like, okay,
Honestly,
guys.
giving them too much credit.
The night of the show came, and they were like, okay, guys, what are you thinking? And they were like, a foot race. And Vince was like, I like your thinking.
I'm faster than him.
Yeah, like, you know that.
Vince, it looked like I matchka him on stage, but then he matchka me.
Like, that was just so awful. So awful falafel.
Yeah.
And Rusev should have won.
Yes. Rusev should have
Or at
won.
least repaid the favor to John Cena.
Well, no, like, if WWE is all about creating relationships outside of the United States, Rusev should have gone over. Like, it was Bulgaria versus America. Let Bulgaria win.
They live in Bulgaria, guys. Come on.
But you get me. You guys understand, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
It was
just
bad.
talking shit. I mean, I am just talking shit, but let's move on to the best pay-per-view matches. I'm tired of being disappointed.
Yeah, let's go back to the fabulous things. So my nomination for best pay-per-view match of the year, and I'm purposely excluding any of the Okada Omega matches, just because we can't compare on those.
We are purposely including those for a very good reason.
Yeah. So AJ Styles versus John Cena at the Royal Rumble, by far the best match in WWE this year. Everything about it felt great. It was just fantastic. You have John Cena hitting an AA, hits a super AA. AJ still kicks out. Cena kicks out of the Styles Clash. John Cena literally has to hit him with an AA, roll him up again, hit him with another AA.
Same finish to
Yeah, roll through AA. Yeah, same finish as the Roman Reigns one, except it actually put AJ away.
Yeah, and that's why I'm kind of mad about Roman Reigns being a superhero right now.
It's the flak jacket, man.
I know.
Let's not talk about negative things. Yeah, this match just was amazing. Like you said, it was the redeeming quality of the Royal Rumble, despite the disappointment of the Royal Rumble. Because I will say that the Royal Rumble match this year was very bad, in my opinion.
This match was good enough to put Royal Rumble 2017 on Best Pay-Per-View of the Year. Just saying.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's not much more I can say about it that hasn't already been said. So, Josie, why don't you bring yours up? Because I do like your choice, and I do want to hear you defend it.
It's very good.
All right, my choice was the Asuka versus Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And trust me, there was a lot of good matches throughout the whole year. I totally agree with Styles and Cena. That was a great match. But for me, it has to be Asuka and Moon simply because this match was... it wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was the right amount of time, and all of it was super fast-paced. It had me on the edge of my seat from start to finish. And after that, I needed to step out and get a cigarette because I was done.
Well, like, there too, like... There was legitimate hype that Ember Moon would beat Asuka. Like, I don't know if you guys remember watching the video package for that, but there was legit, like, build-up to an Ember Moon title reign, which has me thinking that Ember Moon is going to win it at this coming TakeOver because she is just built so well right now.
Who, Asuka or Ember Moon?
Yes, both.
I was vouching for that, so.
Yes. It's... God. Yep. I agree with Josie on this one. This was a very, very strong showing by both women, and definitely deserves its place on this list. Next we have our very own asshole choosing his match. Why don't you tell us about this one, buddy?
Well,
asshole.
There comes a time in matchmaking where you're telling a much larger story.
Asshole.
I am not as much of an asshole as a certain someone involved in this match here. I'm talking about The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler at No Mercy. It was a career versus title match, which the stakes are already crazy high enough, but going into the weeks before that, every single SmackDown episode upped the stakes with what was going on. Like, they had some of Dolph Ziggler's friends, and they made it seem very real that this was the end for Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah.
And they were giving him such a send-off, and this match was so big that it went on last that evening. And, you know... You have two really great workers in the ring going at it, and they just told such a great story in there, and they weren't using a lot of hardcore stuff with it, but everything was left out there in the ring the entire time.
I think the best matches, the best stories mid-match are told without weapons, but everyone who listens to this already knows that. Like, the emotion from Ziggler, the like, The Miz, you felt like the Miz legitimately wanted to end Ziggler's career. It was beautiful.
Correct. And the nice thing about it is, had that match been Dolph Ziggler's final match, he's going out on top.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That would have been a logical stopping point for him.
Yet here we are.
Dolph Ziggler is on a fast track to worst superstar of the 2018 SummerSlam year.
He's not doing himself any favors.
He did great in 2017, but coming up on 2018, it's not very good right now. It's not looking good for the show off.
Yeah. So yeah, let's end with you, Chris.
I picked AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon for the exact same reason. Before anyone jumps down my throat here, for the exact same reason why WrestleMania 33 is on the best pay-per-view choice. Thank you, Josie, for putting that there.
Welcome.
When we talked about WrestleMania 33 being on the list, I talked about AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. It was the opening contest, and what a way to start the show. You had a rivalry between the two where AJ Styles wasn't technically even part of the company during this match. He had been fired, and they booked him for WrestleMania. He was fired for bashing Shane McMahon through a window. Like, he bashed Shane McMahon's face through a window. And he was fired for assaulting an authority figure.
He still hasn't been reinstated, by the way.
No, yeah, he's still Rogue, which is hilarious. I think that's why he was able to go to Raw. But, yeah, like, then we get to the match itself, and, like, Shane McMahon holds his own. I recall us being upset at this match because we were like, oh, Shane McMahon's aging. Shane McMahon won't be able to keep up with AJ. AJ won't be able to, like, carry the match by himself. But the story they told was just so fantastic. You had Shane McMahon down in the ring at one point, and AJ Styles was going to do a coast-to-coast, I think? No, it was the opposite way around. Because AJ Styles... Was it AJ Styles or Shane McMahon who picked up the trash can and beat the other over the face with it? Mid-air. It had to have been AJ.
Yeah,
that was
AJ
the spot
hit Shane
that
with
led.
it.
Yeah, that was the spot that led to the end of the match, which... Like I said, if you haven't checked it out, check it out, and you'll see why it's my pick for the best pay-per-view match of the year.
Yeah.
Well, alrighty then.
So we're just going to do two more for today because it's getting late and I do have to be up early for work. We're going to do worst tag teams and then best tag teams. Hopefully we can get around to recording this tomorrow. If not, we'll get the rest of it done next week. Worst tag teams. My is the Authors of Pain. They're
Ooh.
boring. I don't really give a shit about anything that they're on.
Oh, that's what we guessed last time, as your reasoning.
They're just the most generic monster characters that I've ever seen, and I just have never given a shit about them.
I mean, that's understandable.
I think you just don't like them because they split up your favorite duo.
They didn't split them up. That was going to happen regardless. They were just their opponents that night.
Well,
I mean,
They needed to
Gargano
solidify.
was holding back Ciampa.
I hate you so much.
He's not wrong.
he isn't. That's the problem.
Zach sounds really... We might have killed him, guys.
Zach, say something.
Josie, why do you hate Rhino and Slater?
We broke him.
You know what? Honestly, it's because of the same reason that you hate the Authors of Pain. They're boring.
But he got
So you're
kids.
saying you don't give a shit about his kids?
No, not really. I mean, they're funny once in a while, but other than that, they're boring.
Are you
I don't see
saying
them
you
going
didn't
anywhere.
enjoy the Rhino sneaking cheese whiz in their interview with Renee?
Like I said, once in a while, they're funny. Stuff like that, that's great. But other than that, I really don't care. Like, I would be
I
a
get
whole lot
that.
happier if they just showed up once in a while and did something funny. Like, you know, the Cheese Whiz and crackers, just offering random people Cheese Whiz and crackers, that'd be fine. But once you put them in the ring, I lose all interest.
Well, Rhino's getting on in years. So, I mean, that makes sense. Like, Heath Slater was put with Rhino because Rhino would be the star power and Heath was the actual workhorse. Like, if you watch their matches, it's really just gore, and then that's the end.
Yeah, I understand that, but man, I cannot wait for this duo to break up and let Slater do his own thing.
They already are, pretty much.
He's a one-man band.
Speaking of which, can we get 3-man band back?
We
Be
got a
5-man band now.
We got a 4-man band here.
It's fine. All right, so up next we got the Golden Truth as the worst tag team. Why don't you tell us all about that?
Josh.
Oh man, guys. So
Why, Goldust? Why?
the larger problem here is, well, nostalgia could be really fun sometimes, and our truth is absolutely wonderful. We'll eventually talk about that. This was just a retelling of Booker T and Goldust with like half the charisma going on. They haven't won anything. They got like one really funny t-shirt put out, and that was basically it. Like these are just it felt like a giant waste of time for all of us, and frankly, if that's the end of Goldust, that would have been the end of Goldust. Like, he deserves better. Everybody involved does, even us, the viewers. You know.
Well, Goldust did say this isn't the end for him. Just want to point that out.
Oh, why? Dude, Golden Truth was bad.
He said it's not the end. It's the end. It's not the end.
Has anybody seen our Truth since?
No.
Well, he sent me a cease and desist restraining order because I kept trying to give him a trophy.
We're still trying. We're still trying.
We'll get there eventually.
Oh, man. You guys are fantastic.
All right. Who's your worst there, Chris?
I'm nominating the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Outside of us, we already know we're the worst.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me refer to my notes here. Are we sure that we didn't let me pick us?
Yeah.
We're sure.
I think we figured out that the Avies committee would not give it to people involved. Like, there's some kind of nepotism thing for that.
Who the fuck is on the Avies committee?
Chris, I have a theory. I know you love the Usos. How do you feel about them as faces?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Wait.
No. Oh, gross.
Did you black that out?
They were faces?
Yeah.
They were faces? Well,
They were Roman's cousins. You have to be a babyface if you're cousins with Roman.
God, did they come out wearing like rainbow ring attire and dancing in like tribal slaps and shit?
That's called the Haka, you uneducated piece of shit.
That's my choice. That's it. That's the one. I want that one. Give me them.
All
Whoever
right.
they are. I mean,
Do you have any other reasons to say?
well, all right. All joking aside, and all pre-scripted banter aside, I think that the Usos before their new evolution were just not doing it for
Awful?
anyone. Yeah, it was bad.
Boring?
It felt terrible. Like there was nothing going on.
I believe for a while I called him more boring than Randy Orton.
Which that deserves an Avi in and of itself.
Yeah, no, like that was.
Then
You
they
might
made,
not be as boring as Randy Orton, but god damn, were they trying
they made their heel
during
turn.
that time frame?
They made their heel turn, and like in the early stages of their heel turn, they still did what they were doing, and it was equally terrible. Like face paint, colors, a haka. Fuck you, Zach. And
I'm sorry, I actually understand things that exist outside of the U.S.
and the tribal.
He is not an uncultured swine.
The tribal stuff, the Samoan stuff, that stuff.
Well, the Haka is a Maori thing,
I'm
which
just
is
saying-
weird that they did that.
Right, I'm just saying that like the whole package just didn't work. And
Chris didn't like their package.
Chris doesn't like a lot of packages. Especially Josie's, it's way too small. Speaking of packages, And speaking of the Usos, we're going to move over to the best tag teams. And I think Zach's got some pretty strong opinions about the Usos that don't quite match up with my own.
Yeah, heel Usos, easily the best tag team of the year. Face Usos, yeah, I'll agree with you. We're fucking terrible.
Right?
Once they became heels, something clicked. The Uso Penitentiary is fantastic. I went from calling them the Busos and the Uggos all the time to having them be my favorite tag team of the year. If it wasn't for the fact that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa split up, they would probably still be sitting at they would probably still beat them, because the Usos have shown me that they are the best in this. They have excellent comedic chops. They have excellent storytelling. Their in-work performance somehow like tripled. They have one bad match this year as heels, and that's when they just walked out of the match. But other than that, everything was just amazing. I don't know how to say anything more than that. Just watch the Usos as heels, and you'll agree with me.
Oh man, you know another tag team that's really good as heels?
Everything changed.
Thanks, Train.
Station. That train is H.
Speaking of teams that didn't work as well, I guess they did work as faces,
but have been better as heels. Josie, what's yours?
My best tag team for the year, The Bar. I've been loving these guys ever since they got put together. I don't know why, just the whole Sheamus Cesaro thing. It worked ever since, they were unwillingly put together. They were interrupting each other's intros. They were interrupting each other, like, during the tag matches. They cost each other a lot of tag matches. And then one day it just clicked. They're like, holy crap, we're the best of friends. And it's been great ever since. And and I agree, they're way better as heels.
I honestly think the moment was when, like, Cesaro pulled out his Dragon Ball Z DVD box set to watch on the road, and then Sheamus was like, "Oh, fella!"
Yeah, I don't think I popped so loud ever since, like, the moment I saw them do the fusion dance.
That image is now in your head, and it's never leaving. Fella!
It is. The first time I saw them do the fusion dance was just great. I cheered.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The entire feud it took to get to there was absolutely fantastic as well.
It was.
All 7 of those matches were phenomenal.
I mean,
the one thing I do miss from the earlier ones, though, is the long string of moves that Cesaro would just run around doing to people. And then eventually, like, he would hit Sheamus with, like, a European uppercut or something on accident. I miss that, kind of.
I think they're better as a unit.
I'm not saying I miss him hitting Sheamus, but I do miss him just, like, running around and doing moves on people. He's like, okay, crossbody on you, I'm done. Swing on you, I'm done. European uppercut, I'm on you. Eat a dick, I'm done. Move.
No, you eat a dick.
I just kind of miss when Cesaro would do that. I wish he would do it again.
Yep.
Speaking of dick eating, I'm pretty sure Josh has some pretty naughty things he'd like to do to his choice.
Oh, man. Guys, I love the Fashion Police. They're my favorite tag team this year. Has anybody been more entertaining than those guys?
Hey, you know what, Josh? I will admit, they were a really close second. I had a hard time choosing.
Like, I can wait for you guys to pick somebody who was more entertaining. They put on what almost was my match of the year against the Usos.
Oh, by far.
Hey, only one of them put on that match. Only one of them put on that match.
That's true. That's why I didn't put it on there, because Carl the janitor was in that match. That wasn't breezy.
Also the grandma.
But the Fashion Files have been the best thing going on Thursday nights for a long time now. Their match against John Cena and Nikki Bella was hilarious. All the segments with that were fantastic.
Thicky Bella.
Tyler Breeze is great as Nikki Bella. This entire time, I'm convinced that they've been moonlighting as strippers, probably making a ton of money with that. I mean, Dango knows what he's doing.
Dango and Breeze.
Dango and Breezy.
All right, Chris, hit us with your best tag team.
Man, I don't want to hit you guys with them because they're pretty hard.
I heard they're pretty breakable too.
Oh yeah.
Just
don't-
not in WWE.
I don't want
I'm
them to
going to
get.
delete this whole segment.
I don't want them to get deleted. I have,
Okay,
I
I think we know who it is.
It is the
It's
Hardy
the Dudley
Boys,
Boys, right? Oh, damn it.
So
Damn
the
it,
Hardy
I thought it was
Boys,
Christian and Edge.
the Hardy Boys leading into SummerSlam this year, because I mean that's what we're counting SummerSlam to SummerSlam, have been doing some pretty crazy shit. There was the final deletion.
We talking about the entirety of the Broken Brilliance?
Yeah, but like, I don't think you could give that gimmick to anyone and have it be over like Matt Hardy makes it. Like, Matt Hardy took something that should have been a throwaway and made it into like a worldwide I don't want to use the term movement, but I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Well, I mean, the Seven Deities really helped out with that there.
Well, even nowadays, when he comes out on WWE TV, the entire crowd, when the camera pans out, the entire crowd is doing the delete chant. The whole thing. Everybody. Not even like the kid in the front row is exempt. He's doing it too. Everybody's doing delete. Everybody. And, like, I think that if you're able to get that over, you're either a fucking god or you're one half of the best tag team of the year.
Mm-hmm.
The other
I'm
half...
gonna have to check my Matt facts, but that might actually be the case. Both.
But like, even Jeff Hardy too. Jeff Hardy's been turning this, like, they started as a feud between Broken Matt and Brother Nero, I guess, and they've taken it so far as to like their tag team world tour, where with every promotion they worked with, they won a tag team championship. Like, they were Ring of Honor tag champs, going over on the Bucks, I think. Yes, like 1 month before their WWE return.
And I never thought I'd care about a boat as much as those two made me care about a boat.
I think you care about a lot of weird stuff. But yeah, Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Not as much as I care about Skarsgård.
Matt and Jeff Hardy, my pick for the 2017 Tag Team of the Year.
All right, guys. Well, obviously there's still a bit more. We'll get a little bit more of that for you next episode here.
This has been the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you disagree with any of our opinions, let your voice be heard on Twitter at AverageGuysCO. If you want to listen to us record the show, follow us on Facebook.com/AverageGuysPro or Twitch.tv/AverageGuysPodcast. And stay tuned on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Well, for Zach, for Josh, for Jose, I should have said Josh last because I really wanted to call him an asshole. This is Haaf for the Average Guys Pro Wrestling Podcast, and I'm signing off.